This is a Sega Genesis Mini. It's about 150 bucks at Walmart, and it comes with about 40 games pre-installed on it, and if you're anything like me, you got bored of it in about 15 minutes. Luckily though, there is a software called Project Lunar that we can use to mod this thing and add more games. Not only add more games, but add more consoles to it so we can run Super Mario Brothers, and I even got N64 to work on this thing, which is pretty crazy. And there's all sorts of crazy things we can do with it, like add a USB network adapter and play online and stuff. So today, I'm going to show you how to mod your Sega Genesis Mini. Okay, so to do this, we're going to be using a software called Project Lunar. Basically what Project Lunar is it's a software made by Mod My Classic. And basically what it does is you install on your computer, and then it allows you to basically just plug this into your PC, and then you can get into it and add more games and do all sorts of crazy stuff to it that you're not supposed to be able to do. So the first step, obviously, is to install Project Lunar. So you're going to want to go to modmyclassic.com/project-lunar, and then you're going to want to scroll down, and where it says where to download, you're going to want to go down to the release page, and then over here you're going to want to select Project Lunar installer.zip and download it, and it should just take a minute to download. Alright, now that it's done downloading, we can go ahead and extract it, and then go into Project Lunar installer and double click on Project Lunar installer, and just create a desktop shortcut and install. Alright, now it's installing Project Lunar. Okay, now that we have Project Lunar installed on our computer, we can get into installing it on the Sega Genesis. We're going to want to go over and click install, uninstall, just like that, and then hit yes and no. Now you're going to need a micro USB cable. Now the one that comes with it will not work. You're going to need a micro USB cable that can transfer data. The one that comes with it can only transfer power. So you're going to want to plug it into your console like that. Don't plug it into the computer yet. And then you're going to want to switch the power slide to on. And then while holding down the reset button, continue holding down the reset button, and plug it into your computer. And then keep holding it down until you see the light blink like that. Then you can let go. We'll start installing. Alright, and once it's done, it should just say installation complete, just like this. Hit OK, hit finish, and then click Open Game Manager. Hit OK, hit yes. Alright, and then it will sync with the console, just give it a minute. And boom, we now have Project Lunar installed on our console, and we are now connected from our computer, and we can go ahead and add games and do all sorts of other cool things. So most of you are probably here because you want to know how to add more games to your Sega. So I'm going to show you how to do that first, but there's also a lot of other really cool things that you can do with this. So go down here to where it says add new game, click it, and then you need to find the file for your game. So most games are a ROM file or read-only something, I don't know. But anyways, you're going to need ROM files for your game. Each game has a ROM file, and getting ROM files is kind of hard. And so there are websites out there where you can download ROM files, but the thing is, it's kind of a gray area, so how you get the ROMs is up to you. Do your own research, figure out if it's legal or not. But anyways, I already have a bunch of ROMs on my desktop over here, and so I'm just going to go ahead and install Aladdin. So you click on it, click open, and then now we can see we can set the title. We can put in a description, blah 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 blah, and I guess you can put in something in the copyright. And then you can select the genre and the number of players and all that stuff. And then you can also set the image for the game, the thumbnail of the game. But all this is kind of a pain to set, so I'm just going to go down here and click Get Game Information, and then it should automatically then you should be able to select one of these up here, and it will give you all the information for the game. So we have the image, the title, the description, the copyright, number of players, and the genre. Automatically put in there. And then you just click Add Game, and yes, and boom. Now we have Aladdin. And so now you can just go ahead and do this for all the games you want to add. So I'm going to keep on adding games. I'm going to add some other games I have over here. Alright, so I've added a bunch of games, and at this point you can just turn your Sega off and unplug it from your computer. And then you can just take it and plug it into your TV, your monitor, whatever you're using. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then I'm going to connect it to my monitor. Alright, and then you could just go ahead and turn it on. Alright, and when it loads, you should see a screen that looks something like this. Now you have three options here. Project Lunar is basically just the normal Sega Genesis menu that you usually boot into. And then we also have RetroArch and Emulation Station, but I really wouldn't recommend using either of those because they're really not that helpful. So I'm going to press Start and toggle Auto Boot, so it'll just automatically boot into Project Lunar, and I don't have to look through this menu every time. And then I'm going to press A to boot into it, and then you should boot into the regular Sega screen. And you can see all of the games we added are now in here. Here, let's play one of them. Bugger Man. I don't know where I found this. Don't judge me. Sega? Oh, Sega. Bugger Man, a pick flick adventure. So, is this game broken? What's wrong with this game? Alright, now this is cool and all, but honestly, I'm a little bit more of a Nintendo guy. So I'm actually going to show you how to run games from other consoles on here. Alright, so for this, you will need a USB drive, so just plug it in the extra USB port on your Sega Genesis before you turn it on, and then we'll go ahead and connect it to our computer like we usually do. Turn it on the computer, wait for it to turn on, just give it like a minute to boot up. Alright, and now we're going to click Open Game Manager. Alright, and so now we're connected to our Sega Genesis, and we need to install a software on it called Emulation Station. Basically what Emulation Station is it's just emulation software that allows you to run lots of different consoles all in the same place. So we're going to go up to Tools, Manage Mods, and check out available mods at modmyclassic.com. And then we're going to go down to Emulation Station, click Download. Just give it a second to download. Alright, and once that downloads, you're going to want to go over and click Install New Mods. I don't know. And then you're going to want to go in your downloads and select the mod file that you just downloaded. Click it, open, and now it will install Emulation Station on our Sega Genesis for us. So just give it a minute. Alright, and now we have Emulation Station installed on our Sega Genesis Mini. So now we'll hit close and hit sync. Hit yes. Just let it sync up real quick. Alright, and now that it's synced, I'm going to go ahead and connect the Sega Genesis back up to my monitor. Alright, and for some reason, it always asks you what language you are when you first plug a stick in. I'm just going to select English. Once it boots up, you're going to want to go into your Project Lunar boot menu. And then we're going to want to go over to Emulation Station, hit A. And boom, we are now loading into Emulation Station. Now you can see it'll give us a little error that we couldn't find any systems or whatever. This is normal, it's just because we haven't installed any ROMs on it. So I'll show you how to do that now. So just hit quit. And this time, instead of plugging the Sega back into your computer, we're actually just going to shut it off, take the stick out, and then plug the stick into our computer. Alright, now you can see we have the USB drive plugged into our computer. So now we can actually get into installing games on Emulation Station. So we have all these folders here, and we're going to go into Project Lunar. Now you can see we have this ROMs folder, where basically we can take all our ROMs and put them in the right folder. So I'm actually going to do that. I have Super Mario Bros. It's an NES ROM. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to put it in the ROMs folder, in NES folder, paste it in. Boom. Now we have Super Mario Bros. In here. Now, the problem is, we have the ROM, but we don't have the emulator for the ROM. And basically what an emulator is it's basically like the software that makes this all actually run. So we need an emulator for every system that we want to run on here. So we're actually going to want to go back to the Project Lunar website, and we're going to want to scroll down where it says where to download, and find Mega Drive Mini RetroArch cores, and click download here. And then in here you can find the emulator for the console that you want to use. For me it's NES, so I'm going to find the Nestopia emulator, and I'm going to click it and download it. It should download super quick. And now that I have it downloaded, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go over to my USB drive, go into Project Lunar, RetroArch, cores, and just paste it in, just like that. And boom, now we have both the emulator and the ROM installed on the, now we have both the emulator and the ROM on the SD card. So I'm going to go ahead and, on the USB drive, sorry, I keep getting that wrong. And now I'm going to go ahead and eject it, just like that. And plug it back into my Sega Genesis and turn it on, just like that. Alright, now that we have the USB stick in it, we can just go ahead and turn it on, wait for it to boot up. Alright, and now over here, we're going to go over to where it says ES again, press A, and now we should be able to load up Emulation Station with games on it. And now you can see we have Nintendo Entertainment System right there, ready to go. And you can do this with literally any console that, now newer consoles probably won't really run that well on this because it's pretty low power. It doesn't have a very high powered processor in it. But anyways, I'm just going to press A, and I'm going to run Super Mario Bros. Literally running Super Mario Bros. On a Sega. I mean, this is insane. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like it and share it, and subscribe and leave a comment. All that stuff. Thanks for watching.